They're off. And Niblick began beautifully out in the centre. He's going to dive straight to the early lead. Tam is showing speed. Odin's Hammer on the inside of it is going fast up to share the lead, but Niblick's going to lead Odin's Hammer by a half to 3/4. Alpha Tango Sierra now runs up to be second. Tam is restrained fourth to Cool. Niblick in front. He's had a pretty easy time too. Heads up towards the 700 metres mark. A length leading the way from Alpha Tango Sierra. Odin's Hammer on the fence. 3/4 away then to Tarmist. Last Cash is in a very awkward spot on the fence over Tanuja and Mr. Cool wide out. 2 lengths away is Maydan City, and last of all as they turn Extra Spice. Niblick is nursed along on the final bend. He's a length in front of Alpha Tango Sierra. Back on the fence is Odin's Hammer called upon. Tarmis coming wide Tanuja. Last Cash with a bit of work to do. Niblick goes strongly down to the 200. Shot away, 2 or 3 lengths in front. Alpha Tango Sierra, Odin's Hammer, Tarmist and Tanuja. Last Cash run on. This is going to make an absolute mess of them. Niblick gets the head out. He's blowing them off the puck. Niblick went home and won easily. 6 or 7 lengths to Alpha Tango Sierra. Third, I'm not sure, Tanuja or Tarmist. Last Cash, never a chance. Then Odin's Hammer.
Totally different win than the previous stablemate, but as impressive on the speed, controlling the race. They didn't go that hard. He was asked back in September at Sale as a similar price favourite and was beaten by Exocet, but today there's nothing that was good enough to beat him, and he's only horse in that picture. 800-metre Schweppes handicap 0 to 72, and Niblick comes up the favourite $1.20 if you 1300 here. He won by 7 lengths. He was just caught a bit flat-footed for mine when the sprint came on early in the straight. Altius, of course, has gone on to be a Metropolitan horse.
And the format of his last start performance is very, very solid. And I tend to agree with you. He just sort of was sitting there and the others got momentum up, and I thought he's run up. Go there racing, and Will's Power got a flyer straight to the early lead. Showing speed is cheering on the fence, and fast out of the gate also Iggy Pop taking up a very forward role. They were followed by Monteon, who's getting back on the rail as they settle over Al Omni. Niblick goes back Will's Power, 2 to Iggy Pop, who's had a great run behind the 2 leaders. So too on the fence, Monteon. Al Omni about to make ground. Niblick still well back, coming to the outside. And last of all, as they turn Jewel Hemisphere inside the 400 metres mark, cheering well away from the fence from Will's Power. Wider out Eggy Pop. Niblick the deepest runner. Monteon stays to the rail. They're well in the straight. Will's Power serving it up to Turing. Niblick winding up down the centre, starting to come fast now. Will's Power in front. Niblick's chewing up the sand on the outside. Moves up, takes the lead from Will's Power. Niblick's a class above. Sprints away to win it. Second goes to Will's Power. Jewel Hemisphere third from Eggy Pop, Al Omni, Turing and Monteon.
It was a good win, and we saw something different from him today. Collect with his very healthy price and an each way quote. So here's Nicole coming back, and equal tote favourites Niblick and Golistan. Here on track, Niblick clear cut favourite, $3 into $2.80. Golistan's out to $4.60. Of the others, of things as a double figure chance. Probably doesn't have the same progression, though, as this horse Niblick, who's lightly raced from the Hickmott stable for Mr. and Mrs. Lloyd Williams and Nick Williams. Heads to the start with Glenn Boss looking for multiple wins. $3 into $2.50. Golistan out to $5.50. Shatraying out to $7.50. Miss Chatter out to $7. They like Niblick. Sporting Bet Australia market mover. Horse number.
Niblick, the heavily back favourite for the cup-winning rider Glenn Boss. They're off. And Niblick jumped cleanly out in the centre of the line. Double Thunder and the Red Emperor began well with Miss Chatter. And there's Magic Zulu mustering. Coming across Sky Devil and Golistan inside of him. Niblick's going to drop back to about fourth last as they get going. It's the charge of the Light Brigade. Sky Devil going to a spot running fourth from Double Thunder. They were followed by Jester Rosser off the track from the Red Emperor. Shatrang went around Niblick. Niblick's back third last. Then Come On Bill and Stars are 500 to run. Sky Devil at his favoured role, running along from Magic Zulu and Miss Chatter. Golistan brought to the outside under pressure. Then came Jester Rosser. They were followed further back by Shatrang pulling wide. Then on the fence, Double Thunder. Niblick under hard riding, trying to make up ground. In the straight, Sky Devil, Miss Chatter getting off the fence, going after it. Magic Zulu, 3 out, Golistan and Niblick's into the clear running on. Further out, Come On Bill and Jester Rosser. Here's a go. Miss Chatter took the shortcut, went to the front. Niblick's giving chase, but it's Miss Chatter in front. Niblick's eating up the ground. Miss Chatter in front. Niblick's lunging and there. Niblick in the last stride from Miss Chatter. Photo for third between Jester Rosser, Come On Bill, then Golistan. They were followed next in by Double Thunder. Stars are.
Good gate today saw her get the perfect run, and she's been stiff to be beaten, but by a good horse. Jester Rosser and Come On Bill late, and there's your photo. It's a good. Well, Terry, I didn't think he would get there, but he did right on the line.
Big win, wasn't it, Adam? Big win, Niblick.
Racing at the 1600, Lecedro jumped away well. Akuma snagged at the start. Tara Man goes back as well. Niblick, one of the first to bounce out, has the lead from About Me. Silky Smooths and dives on the improving Glen Isla Crossings up there going towards the front as well. So settling down, Lecedro's about midfield or a touch worse, and it's St Ives who runs to the lead. Niblick a length and a half second, Glen Isla Crossing deeper, followed Twig in the Desert, Tara Man on the outside, and last is Akuma. So St Ives the leader, Glen Isla Crossing second as they come down the side. A length and a half About Me. Niblick poised in fourth from Banbury Mave, 8 pieces. Nearly a length, Silky Smooth, Lecedro the outside, Wonder Rice Man packing success, and then Twig in the Desert. Second last as they bunch up, Tara Man and Akuma's last of all. On the swing for home, about 500 left to go. St Ives the leader from Glen Isla Crossing. Right behind them, Banbury Mave outside of Niblick. Lecedro's moved up and he's poised on the outside, and then About Me. It's St Ives still in front, 400 to go. A length and a half, Glen Isla Crossing. Niblick's winding up. Lecedro's the widest runner. Then Silky Smooth. St Ives still kicking on down on the inside. Here's Niblick now. He's starting to lengthen up the middle of the course. St Ives from Niblick. Lecedro can't get there. Niblick the big danger here to St Ives. Niblick went straight past St Ives the final 100. Niblick promising horse coming away. Niblick drew away, scored by 2 lengths St Ives. Glen Isla Crossing stayed on for third, and Tara Man made ground for 4. Then came Banbury Mave.
For St Ives, very well backed, and Glen Isla Crossing running a hell of a cheeky race. Lecedro just pulled his head off in the early stages, and he had nothing coming around the home corner. But all honours going to Niblick. He was a good winner last time out at Sale. He's only lightly raced. He's by Costa, and he's out of the great Leica family, of course, Leica Vista, and so many wonderful gallopers over the last 50 years or so in Australia. So Niblick wins it in those.
Mighty Apache Cat. Too Deadly, $8.40. Terry Bailey's assessing what might be the fly in the ointment here. Third up, pretty flat second up, but has a lot of ability.
He does. He's raced well at this track and distance in the past. He won the Lovey and Rose here during the carnival. He's had 2 runs back. First run was a beauty against Defenders, and then he was very disappointing at Morpheville. He's had the has just eased out a little bit, just waiting for that board to flick.
And they're off and racing now. O'Reilly's clock a bit slow, one of the slowest to move. Amathon is the first out. Live in Sin immediately heads it. And at the heads is up there in third, and Adams Bell comes across as well, and he's on the speed also. Back where I belong in behind them in 5th placing on the rail, followed then by Nebslin, who's out 3 wide and Break the Habit in the middle. 2 lengths to Frosty, Sense of Sun, a further 2 lengths to Cholmash, being followed then by Royal Commands. Back behind those horses then is Niblick on the outside, a break of 4 lengths then to O'Reilly's clock, a further leader towards the home turn. In second placing, Adams Bell. Amathon is in behind them at the heads. 4th, just pushed along a little bit as they're on the swing for home. Nevslin out deeper, and Sense of Sun has peeled out wide as they've entered the straight where Adams Bell has the lead. Adams Bell from Live in Sin. Amathon trying for a run between them. They're followed then by At the Heads, who's out after the leader, and Sense of Sun is winding up, and Niblick is putting in a run down the outside. Adams Bell with Amathon coming at it hard down on the inside. Amathon finds the lead at the 200, but Sense of Sun and Niblick are both storming home. Sense of Sun and Niblick, and now Too Deadly winds up. Sense of Sun from Niblick and Too Deadly. It's Niblick who drives to the lead. Too Deadly coming at him, but Niblick scored by 3/4 of a length, either Sense of Sun or Too Deadly for the Miners. A break Amathon, Adams Bell and At the Heads. Then came O'Reilly's clock, who picked up a few after a slow start. Nevslin back where I belong.
He sprinted quickly when asked to go.
There's number 1, Dream Peddler, on your screen there. Doesn't make the top 8. We'll show you.
Never missed a place first up. Awkward gate, but he could be finishing strongly. You wouldn't...
Delayed reaction. Looks to be back on track now. I thought he'd lost his way, but he was pretty good last time.
A much better run last start, and his best is good enough. He's been placed in a Group 3 Victoria handicap at this distance. $10 out to 21. Niblick opened pretty tight at 440, but you can get $6.50 about him now. We've got $21.
Nice Chariot slow from the inside. And Utah Saints away very quickly. He's slenderly leading. Now Jungle Ruler kicks up and goes to the front. Machata Prominent. Adnicon came over from the outside. Too far away on the fence, followed by Niblick. A length to Journeyman, and then came Dream Peddler, Bull Bars, and back behind those horses is Paddy O'Reilly. Playwright second or third last, and then came Ice Chariot and Raffaello. They're inside the 800. Jungle Ruler by 2 lengths to Adnicon. Silky Smooth third the outside, and they're tracked up then by Machata fourth on the rail. Utah Saints has had every chance in the run, being followed by Dream Away, Buried Away on the inside. Rockpecker coming on. Niblick 3 deep is starting to make some ground. Bull Bars is on his back, trying to work home as they've entered the straight now. Jungle Ruler, the leader from Adnicon. Wider Silky Smooth, and Utah Saints going for a needle-eye gap there. There's not a lot of room. And in the meantime, Rockpecker and Niblick have started winding up their runs, and then Bull Bars. Rockpecker and Niblick. Niblick getting out after Rockpecker. Utah Saints trying to come back, then delayed reaction. And further back is Bull Bars. Niblick is in front with 100 metres to go. He's going strongly to the line first up, and Niblick by a length and a quarter to Rockpecker or Utah Saints for the Miners. Bull Bars 4. And then came Playwright, Dream Away, Adnicon just...
Coming to Niblick, number 14, all the double...
Niblick getting out after Rockpecker. Utah Saints trying to come back, then delayed reaction. And further back is Bull Bars. Niblick is in front with 100 metres to go. He's going strongly to the line first up, and Niblick by a length and a quarter to Rockpecker or Utah Saints for the Miners. Bull Bars 4. And then came Playwright, Dream Away, Adnicon just...
Coming to Niblick, number 14, all the double figure numbers for Stephen King and Robert Hickmott, and the Williams